everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to be creating this look right here. It's a very easy festive look, looks super glam, but I've broken it down really well. It'll be very easy for you to understand. Also, please don't forget to hit that like button and also subscribe to my channel if you already haven't done it. I genuinely hope that you enjoy this one, so please keep on watching. Okay, so this is my bare face, which means I have no makeup on. And now I'm going to tell you that the first step in makeup is correction. Now sometimes you will not understand whether or not you need correction, because if you see makeup tutorials, they have like so many different steps. You know, there's basically color correction, there's concealing, then there's BB cream, foundation, setting of the face, there's so many things. But all of those steps come under correction. So please realize that do you or do you not need correction on your face. Like if you have extremely flawless skin, if you are okay with your skin, you don't need to go ahead with correction or like foundation or concealing. But correction or doing a foundation or a concealer actually makes your base look very flawless, your texture looks better, and your skin overall at the end of the makeup looks very complete, like your makeup looks super complete. And which is why I feel that little bit of base is very important, a little bit of base makeup is very important, and I personally feel that base makeup also comes under correction. So if you feel that you want to correct your face, go ahead. If you feel you shouldn't, or you don't need to, or you don't want to, then it's okay, because makeup has no rules. For me, if you see, like I'm gonna, obviously my face is the reference point here. So for me, if you see, I have some pigmentation around my mouth, I have obviously dark circles around my eyes, I have some marks over here. So I'm going to correct my face, I'm going to do like a good base on my face. And the first step, like no matter what you're doing, even if you're only using a concealer, if you're using a BB cream, or if you're using a foundation, whatever coverage do you want, that doesn't really matter. The first step should be hydration. So you should definitely consider using like a good moisturizer or a facial oil, some sort of gel, lactocalamine, anything. But you have to have a good pre-makeup base, before your foundation or anything else. I've already done like a good layer of moisturizer and a sunscreen because it's a daytime. Next up, I'm going to go ahead with a primer. Now, what does a primer do basically? If you have large pores, which you will be able to see around here on your chin or on your forehead, like clearly, like obviously pores are there all over the face. But if you have large pores and if you can see them, then it's great that you go ahead with a primer or a priming water or a primer oil, anything of that sort, which will actually blur out the texture, basically blur out your pores so that the foundation application is more smoother. If you feel that you do not have pores, your skin is smooth and nice, then you can actually skip the primer, but make sure you have like a good layer of moisturizer. Now I'm going to be using this primer. This is basically one of the two primers that I have, but I really like this one. This is Nykaa Prep Me Up primer, super affordable, great for beginners, and I've been using this for a very long time now, so I can say that it's a really good quality primer. I'm just going to take very little, like I always take very little of the primer, because I don't really need to go ahead on my entire face with the primer. But if you have like really bad texture, then you should apply a primer on the entire face. For me, it's mostly around my nose, so over here, and on my forehead. Next, I am going to be using a BB cream today. Now, I never use a BB cream. I've never ever bought one. But this one was sent to me as a gift, and I really like this. This actually really matches my skin tone also. This is like slightly on the warmer side. So this is a Sure BB cream and it has SPF of 30. I am actually considering doing a review on this because it's actually the first BB cream I've ever tried. So I'm just going to take some amount of this BB cream on the back of my hand. And this is very like a mousse-like texture. So I would suggest if you're using a BB cream that's not probably liquidy or has like a thick texture or a thick consistency, then use either a brush or your fingers instead of a sponge or a makeup beauty blender. So first I am just going to apply it. So over here on this side of my face, I'm actually going to use a brush, and on this side I'm going to use my fingers and show it to you. So this side is the brush side. Do not forget your ears, your jawline, your hairline, and even the neck if you have discoloration. This side I'm going to use my fingers. Now I personally like the brush side more. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but I really like the brush side more. So I'm just going to take whatever's left and just going to go around my face. First, when I saw this, I thought that probably this might not match my skin, but I do have warm tones also, and the fact that this blends in really well makes it so easy to use and very convenient. Okay, so my first layer of BB cream is done, and you obviously can see some difference, right? Like it's nicely blended onto my skin. Now I'm gonna move to the concealer. So for the concealer, I'm gonna use good old LA Girl Pro. If you watch my videos, you know that I really like this one. It gives like a good coverage, like a very decent coverage. So I'm gonna go on my inner corners because that's where there's some sort of darkness. So I'm gonna use the same brush that I've used for my BB cream and just buff the product. Make sure you're not really dragging the product. Otherwise it's literally gonna disappear. So make sure you're giving like small strokes and going only on the surface and not like spreading it on your skin. Okay, so this is how my face looks like after the correction. Like I've done my under eyes and I've also done a BB cream now. Obviously you can skip both the steps and move to the third step, but I personally feel that I need these steps and I really like doing it. So I've done this. Now it's very important to set your under eyes when you've done a concealer. So for that I'm going to use this amazing compact by Mistral of Milan because it's too drying and it sets so well. But this is not my shade, it's basically white shade, it's in the shade Pearl, but I feel that helps in brightening for me, so it's working for me. But if you feel that you don't really want white, or if you have that skin tone that you know that white's not gonna suit you, then make sure you apply a compact or an under eye powder or a setting powder that's your skin shade. Okay, so after you've done the correction, you will feel that your face looks completely flat. Even if you're only doing a BB cream or foundation, you will feel that your face looks flat. There are no natural shadows. Your eyes look like really white or like really bright, and you want to basically get the natural shadows back, which is the second step. So for that, I'm going to use this palette by Miss Claire. So this is Shape Your Face palette, and this is a contouring palette. So I'm going to take this shade, which is again a contouring shade, and we're going to bring back the natural shadows. So when you start, just look at your face and see where your shadows are or where your skin tone is slightly darker. So for example, over here, we all have natural contours. So please, when you look at a face before starting, see wherever that falls, so that it's easier for you to just follow that. And every face is different. So if you follow makeup tutorial, they will say that, you know, make this kind of face, that kind of fish face, or, you know, start from here, or probably go on your crease. But sometimes you will not have crease because you have hooded eyes like me. I do not have like a proper defined crease. So how do I do it? I have to basically know my face very well to understand where should I contour, because literally every face is different. So for contouring, I'm going to take this brush, which is a very fluffy but slightly tapered brush. So this makes it easier to like give strokes on my cheeks as well as on my nose, because I can like just do this and do like a nose contouring. There are different brushes for contouring as well. But again, it depends on you. Like there are angular brushes that makes just very easier to contour, but if you get comfortable using another brush and if you can get the same result, then you can use that. So I don't like to be very precise with contouring, otherwise the face looks like sculpted, which I don't really like. I like my contouring to be a little diffused. Okay, one more thing that I forgot to tell you. Please see if your neck needs a little bit of coverage and if your neck is matching the tone of your face. Make sure you're turning your face really nicely, noticing your chest area and your neck area really well to know that it's matching the tone of your face, because you don't want your face to look completely different. Obviously your face will look slightly different because makeup will show on your face. Like, you cannot have a filtered face that like how you get in your Instagram filter. That's not possible. If you are wearing makeup, it will show, but make sure at least the tone should be similar to the tone of your chest and the neck. So that is so important. Like, you can see, you know, there is some, like if I come close, you will see like there's some difference, but it's not drastic. Like, you will see makeup, but also it's coming together, which is important. So next I'm gonna move to my eyebrows. I feel eyebrows are also super important. Like, they completely change your makeup game. So for me, eyebrows are super important because you can see that I have like really bad eyebrows, like really thin hair, plus I don't do my eyebrows, so it's very important for me to like shape and fill them up. If you're blessed with good thick carved eyebrows, then you can probably skip this step. So even for eyebrows, you can either use like a powder or an eyebrow pencil or even a black or grey eyeshadow, whatever you have, but make sure it matches your natural eyebrow color and it shouldn't look extremely jet black or just, you know, out of the world. And make sure you're going like giving like small strokes in the front part so that your eyebrows look natural. So follow your natural eyebrows. Okay, so I'm done with my eyebrows and my eyebrows don't match, but we're gonna make peace with that. And now we're gonna move on to the eyes. So for the eyes, there's like a very simple rule that I've learned. So whatever color you want to go with, just take a slightly lighter color than that. And if you're too confused at what color to take, just go ahead with a brown or a caramel color and go just below your brow bone and start doing like a windshield wiper motion or like an tilted C. So I'm going to show you that now. I'm going to be using this palette by NYX. This is NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette, and this is my first ever NYX palette, and it's so pretty. So I'm going to take this fluffy brush for my eyeshadow, and like I said, go with a lighter color. So for now, I'm going to take this orange shade and go on my crease. If you cannot find your crease, then just go below your brow bone. So wherever your brow bone is, just go below that. And make sure you're nicely smudging it and, you know, just fading the color away. Like, you don't want a harsh patch anywhere on your eye. Once I'm okay with the intensity of this color, then I'm going to go ahead with the main color. So for today's look, I'm going to use this color, which is like a red color, also matches what I'm wearing. So I'm just going to pick that up, and now we have to go like really close to the outer corner, like over here, and then diffuse the color over here. So make sure you're going slightly below where you've applied the transition color, or the color that you've applied just below your brow bone. So just go below that. When you want to increase the intensity of the color or the pigment of the color, the best way is to just pick the color up on your finger and just dab it on the area wherever you want to apply it. It will instantly increase the pigment, and you know, by finger you can get the best pigment from your eyeshadow palette. So this is what I'm going to leave it to. Just gonna smudge the outer corner so that there are no harsh lines. Also gonna go on my lower lash line with the orange shade. So I'm going to focus on my outer corners only, not going to go on the inner corners, because that will make your eyes look smaller. So if you want to make your eyes look bigger, focus the darker colors on the outer corners. Okay, so both my eyes are done and they look pretty nice, diffused out. The colors look really nice. But this is not complete yet. So we're going to do the next step, which is popping out the glitter, which is basically so festive. I really like it. And for that, I'm going to use this Makeup Revolution palette. This is Reloaded Hypnotic palette, and this has like a lot of shimmers. So many shimmers. I really like this palette. I'm going to pick this one with my finger. Start from my inner corners and take it up to the center of my lid. Taking this brush, I'm just gonna smudge that pink color as well so that there's no harsh line. And on the center of my lid, I'm gonna use this shade, which is like a super pop shimmer. So I'm just gonna place it on the center of my lid and blend it with the other colors. And I'm going to use the same shade for my inner corners as well. Also going to take it below my brow bone. I'm going to take my kajal and just going to tight line my upper lash line. I feel that is so important. Smudge liners are super duper easy to do. Like, you don't really need to be very precise with smudge liners, and which is why I really like them. Okay, so these are my overtly dramatic eyelashes. You can only do mascara and you'll be good. But if you want to go extra, you can do this. Now we're going to move on to the blush. So I'm going to take a fluffy brush over here. Just going to highlight my face a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, this is clearly not. And for the lipstick today, I'm gonna mix two lipsticks. One supremely high end and the other one is like really drugstore. So this one is Swiss Beauty Lip Satin Matte in the shade 214 Caramel, and this one is Smashbox in the shade Driver Seat.